This is Modern Service Mastery, business school with boots on. Real lessons, real talk, and real growth for the residential service industry. Let's get to work.
All right, let's dive into something that I think can be a total game changer, not just for anyone working in residential services, channel partnerships. Now, when I say channel partnerships, I'm talking about building these intentional relationships with other businesses to help market and sell each other's services. It's like a strategic handshake where both sides benefit by working together.
Right off the bat, Mike, I gotta say, this is one of those things I wish more people talked openly about. I mean, it's kind of obvious when you think about it. Why not team up with, say, a remodeler or an architect who's already got access to clients you might be looking for?
Exactly. And when you think about residential services specifically, these kinds of partnerships are a natural fit. Let's say you're working on a big backyard project, maybe remodeling a kitchen. You could partner with a local architect or landscape architect to create a complete home experience for the client, design to execution. Or a real estate agent might refer someone to you because the new homeowner needs a new AC unit.
Oh man, yeah. Especially with realtors. My cousin's in real estate, and the number of times she's told me clients ask for roofer recommendations. It might not seem like much, but those small inroads can lead to monster projects long term if you play it right.
Totally. And it's all about picking the right partners. Architects, designers, remodelers, property managers, even local suppliers, they all align with what we do because we share overlapping client needs. You partner up, and all of a sudden, you're not just offering a standalone service. You're a part of a bigger picture, and clients love that.
Yeah, and when clients see that kind of collaboration, it's like, boom, instant trust. If the architect or remodeler they've already hired recommends you, it's like you're pre-approved. Makes the whole sales process smooth as hell, you know?
You got it, and that's the key. Mutual benefits. You help out your partners by referring your clients to them when their expertise comes into play, and they do the same for you. Plus, that collaboration feels seamless to the customer, like you've thought of everything. It's a win-win-win. You win, your partner wins, and most importantly, the client wins.
Mike, let's make it even simpler. Say you're a landscaping pro, right? You know your game, but instead of just hustling for every solo client out there, you hook up with like a local pool contractor. Maybe you upsell a poolside patio design or some crazy outdoor lighting to show off the pool at night. Next thing you know, you're rolling in referrals because every pool they put in, you're the go-to for all the extra touches.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, one of the best partnerships I've ever seen involved a landscaper and an architect who teamed up to tackle luxury estate projects. The landscaper handled the physical design of the outdoor spaces, everything from the grass to the lighting, while the architect focused on integrating those designs with the home's overall aesthetic. Total game changer. The clients loved it because they didn't have to play middleman between two separate companies. They got everything in one streamlined process.
And that's where the magic happens. When the client doesn't even realize how much effort you and your partner are putting in behind the scenes, they just see results and think, wow, these guys really have their act together.
Right. And it's not just about being in sync with your partner. It's your reputation on the line too. Delivering high-quality service every time strengthens that partnership because they know referring customers to you is a safe bet. No one's going to send clients your way if you're unreliable.
Can't argue with that. Earn the trust by showing up, doing the work, and not cutting corners. Plain and simple. Otherwise, what's the point of the partnership, you know?
And that's the whole point. Working smarter, leveraging partnerships to do more together, and building those systems of trust and mutual benefit that raise the bar for everyone involved. Now that we've talked about the power of partnerships and building trust through collaboration, the next step is making sure you're managing those relationships effectively. This is where tools like CRM systems become essential. They help you track referrals, communications, and outcomes so nothing falls through the cracks.
CRM, eh? Let me guess. Customer relationship management, right?
Bingo, but it's way more than just a fancy contact list. A good CRM system can track everything, like which partner referred you, which ones are driving the most business, and even how well those leads convert to actual paying clients. It's all about knowing which partnerships are working and which ones need some fine-tuning.
Yeah, I get that. But look, I gotta ask, be honest, did you ever mess up with one of these systems, like data overload or maybe sending an email to the wrong partner?
Oh, Jake, you hit the nail on the head. That's why you need to get a good one. There was this one time, early days with a brand new bargain CRM, we accidentally sent an email meant for a local architect to a pool contractor instead. And the subject line? Let's talk pergolas. I'll never forget the confused reply. Pergolas over a pool? Are you serious?
No way. How'd you get out of that one?
Luckily, some quick damage control. We hopped on a call, explained the mix-up, and, believe it or not, it sparked a conversation about poolside cabanas. That turned into one of our most creative projects, one that both boosted referrals and built a stronger relationship with that contractor.
Man, only you could turn an email fail into a win, Mike. But really, that's the difference, isn't it? Communication. If you can fix mistakes and keep the lines open, I feel like that's what keeps partnerships solid.
Exactly. And on top of that, you need to set clear KPIs, key performance indicators. Think metrics like the number of referrals each partner sends your way, how many of those leads actually sign on, and the revenue that partnership brings in. You track that stuff in your CRM so you can see the bigger picture.
Right, because if you're not measuring it, how do you even know what's working and what's just wasting time?
Exactly. And it's not just about metrics. Simple things like staying in touch, regular check-ins, scheduled calls, even just a quick email to exchange feedback, those go a long way in keeping things running smoothly.
Yeah, for sure. But you're not saying like drown yourself in emails, right? It's still got to feel personal, not like some cookie cutter spammy stuff.
Absolutely. Personalization is the key here. It's about building trust and showing your partners you value what they bring to the table. When they feel appreciated, they're way more likely to stick around and send quality business your way.
So, tracking metrics and staying human. Got it. Also, maybe double check those email recipients next time, huh?
Yeah, right. Jake, as we were talking about staying personal and building trust, it reminds me how much of that applies to creative outreach too. It's not just about sending an email or making a phone call. It's about standing out, being memorable. When you're reaching out to, say, a florist or a salon owner, unconventional partners, they probably aren't expecting a landscaper or home remodeler to show up in their inbox, right?
Right. And that's the thing. You got to bring the confidence like, hey, your clients are my clients, and here's how we can make something awesome happen together. Not like a robot reading lines, you know?
Exactly. And honestly, it's all about that opener. One of my go-to lines for cold calls or even in coffee meetings is, I'm looking for someone I can trust to recommend to my clients. Would you be open to chatting sometime? It shifts the focus onto them, makes it collaborative.
Ooh, that's slick. Simple, but effective. You're not just pitching yourself. You're opening the door and saying, let's both win here. Way less pressure for them. All right, Mike, let's play this out. Hit me with that line. I'm a concrete contractor this time.
All right, here goes. Ahem. Hey, Jake, this is Mike from Broscape, and I'm looking for a concrete contractor I can trust to refer my clients to. Do you have time for coffee this week so we can see how we might work together?
Okay, not bad. But if I'm busy, I might just brush that off and say I'll think about it. So what's your move then?
Good question. I'd follow it up with something like, totally understand you're busy. How about I swing by your shop sometime next week? It won't take more than 10 minutes, and I'd really like to hear about your business. Keep it low pressure but persistent.
Man, that's good. Smooth without being pushy. And once you're in the door, that's when your personality seals the deal, right? Like share a story, make it real, show some energy.
Absolutely. And don't forget to listen. It's not just about talking their ear off. Ask them about the challenges they face, their goals, what kind of clients they work with. The more you understand their needs, the better you can position yourself as a valuable partner.
That's the part that makes it click, isn't it? Building rapport. I mean, think about it, Mike. How many great partnerships started over coffee? None of that stiff handshake business, just two people figuring out how they can help each other.
Oh, tons. There's this one time I met a pool contractor, Troy, over coffee. We ended up sketching an idea for a water-friendly outdoor design right there on a napkin. That one napkin turned into this killer partnership for poolside enhancements. It's amazing what a good coffee chat can lead to.
I love that. Sometimes a napkin's all you need, huh? All right, so step 1, be memorable. Step 2, listen. And step 3, don't spill the coffee, right?
Exactly, though I've had my fair share of spills. But seriously, Jake, it all comes back to being genuine. If you're passionate and you're listening, people pick up on that. And that's the difference between a one-off connection and a lasting partnership.
Truth and that energy, that passion, it's what makes people want to work with you. It's what builds trust. And honestly, Mike, I think that might be the best takeaway from today's episode. Be confident, creative, and most of all, genuine.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Remember, the real transformation happens when you take action. Go out there and start finding those channel partners.
Absolutely, Mike. And hey, don't miss out on the story in this chapter. It'll bring a tear to your eye. Also, make sure to dive into the action items. Like you said, action.
That's right. Let's keep the momentum going. Until next time, be creative, be proactive, and keep building those lasting relationships. And hit us up in the comments.
Thanks for listening to Modern Service Mastery Business School with Boots On. If this episode helped you lead, grow, or think differently, share it with your crew and keep the momentum going.